Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's Wednesday, March 26, 2025. This is the E-Club of Rotary District 5190. Jim Ludwig here is your president this year, and we are excited to have our area governor-elect, Suzanne Prouty, visiting with us today. Thank you very much. Today, I wanted to focus once again on raising money for the Rotary Foundation. There are a number of events that districts and zones and Rotary International has to raise funds, then support causes around the world. And I thought I would, in more detail, explain to our club members and other members of the district who might see this video exactly what it is to create a fundraiser that supports a Rotary cause. So creating your own Rotary fundraiser is a project that will help the Rotary Foundation support causes all around the world. And I wanted to talk to people about how to do it, and then what I'm doing following my own guidelines. So the first question people should answer is, what cause do you want to support? Now, the Rotary Foundation has 7 focus causes. I'll display those in a minute. But when you pick a cause, and I picked polio, the next question, the raise.rotary.org website is going to ask you is, are you going to do it as an individual or as a team? Well, it all depends. There's one in Taiwan, they've got the whole zone participating in a Rotary polio fundraiser. So it can be as little as an individual, or I suppose as big as a zone. The question that you should be willing to answer is, can others identify with your goal? My goal is to help end polio. Rotary's been involved in it a very long time, and I want it to go by the way smallpox went in my lifetime, where you don't have to get those shots or be afraid of a terrible disease. Can you get other club members excited about it? Because you remember the old book, is it a book? No Man is an Island? Anyway,
A poem.
It's a poem. Thank you.
John Donne.
I missed that episode. Anyway, the getting other members excited about it helps maintain momentum, and it also helps with your own accountability, especially then if the club leadership is going to endorse your plan, because they're going to give you ideas and support. And that's what leadership is all about, is helping other members who want to do good with them succeeding. And then you have to look inside yourself and say, can you imagine developing an achievable plan? You don't want to bite off more than you could chew, because it doesn't feel good when something doesn't work. So I always ask people, can you dedicate yourself to accomplishing all that's needed to be successful in doing one of these fundraisers? I'm on fundraiser number 3 at the moment. So here are those 7 areas of focus: peace building and conflict prevention. There's a great article in this month's April Rotary magazine about our Peace Fellows. Disease prevention, whether it's HIV or cancer or polio, that's a big area, and probably more fundraisers under raise.rotary.org are in the disease prevention area. Water, sanitation, and hygiene. I think if polio was resolved, I would start raising money like we did when I was with the Annapolis Rotary Club. We raised money to dig wells in Afghanistan, but we had sustainable equipment and training and parts. And so I really saw Rotary in action, even though we were a club We got other clubs involved, and we did 5 wells in Afghanistan. So it's something I'm very proud of. I was the international chairman for a few years. Maternal and child health, I know that's a big one. And with certain things going on budgetarily wise in the United States, somebody's talking? No? Okay. I think maternal and child health is going to be more of a focus for Rotary as funding from the United States goes down. Basic education literacy, this has been a long time focus for Rotary. I participated in Ecuador and a couple of other Central America efforts with the foundation support. Economic development, I haven't had much experience there. Certainly the environment has been a big focus in Rotary for the last 15 or 20 years. So if a member or a group of members wanted to support one of these themes, they could find projects to do that with, and Rotary would be very happy. Next. Okay. We're going to go next. So what kind of event do you want to stage? Now, mine has been in the walking, and I'm a walker because 2 other Rotarians in the E-Club for Global Action out of San Francisco were going to do a long walk in Italy, and I decided I'd join them. So I got into the walking to raise money for polio. But other individuals and clubs have runs, golf tournaments, banquets, shows, sale of items, wine tasting. I know I've been in 5 Rotary clubs, and the Goleta Rotary Club, that's near Santa Barbara, they had a wine tasting fundraiser every year, a lot of wineries in Santa Barbara County. So you have to think about what kind of event do you want to stage, and who's going to be your target market, and can you obtain sponsors? Sponsors go a long way in covering the costs for these events. Hopefully your sponsors can align with your goals and the mission. They can donate goods and services. They can fund some or all of the event costs, and they can help you fundraise. And you can feature them in your publications, and you can feature them at your event. I know the sponsors we had in the Goleta Rotary Club for our wine tasting fundraisers, we always highlighted them at the events, and you had usually around 250 to 300 people in attendance and giving the sponsors the highlight. And we had very little out-of-pocket costs to raise money for the foundation. Timing of the event, whether it's a single event or a specific number of days. I'm walking for 8 days. It could be a periodic, whether it's annually or quarterly. Going to the website raise.rotary.org, you can find out a lot of other individuals and clubs and zones raising money and seeing how they're doing it. So thinking about what kind of timing you have and how long it's going to take to get your act together. I'm probably spending close to 9 months. Why? I want it to be successful. Sometimes it takes that long. Gain support. I mentioned these earlier with fellow club members, your leadership, the district leadership, sponsors, and then your target market. Who are you going to market to? I was lucky, and in a couple of minutes, I'll tell you, why I've been successful, because I had multiple target markets. A marketing plan. Most people who are in business or even nonprofits understand a marketing plan. You have to target your donor markets, and hopefully they'll identify with you and or your goal or mission, or both. And there's some methods that you have to employ these days. Email's pretty good, videos, posters, in-person speaking, word of mouth. And word of mouth might be the Instagram, TikTok, social media avenues. I'm not sure how successful they are because the algorithms only put you in certain places and it may not be able to spread that much for these kinds of efforts. I just don't have a lot of faith in that, but I certainly use them. In fact, the first thing I did was start posting on Facebook, and I have a number of friends, so, and two of them have already donated, so that's cool, or pledged. I'm continuing a little bit, but then as you're planning these things, what's your frequency of interaction? You have club meetings. This is the second time I've talked about it in this club, about the Camino Santiago in Spain. So periodically you have to help educate and activate your club members to see if you can get them to be pledgers or donors. How often you send emails? Probably when I'm 7 months out, maybe it's once a month, one posting on Facebook a month. I'm sort of at the monthly area right now. I've done 2 videos. In a minute, I'll show you a quick short. I think it's 16 seconds. And speaking engagements. Certainly I'm speaking here. Unfortunately, I can't talk at the foundation dinner, but I was offered a speaking opportunity there. I'll be going to at least 6 out of the 12 Rotary clubs here in Las Vegas. Every time I spoke, just for 3 or 4 minutes, I was able to get at least one pledger or donor from each club I visited. Implementing, having a website or part of a website. I have a website, and I just asked the person that helps me. We designed 2 pages. That's all we needed. And then we have to sign up at raise.rotary.org. I just put that .com. It's really .org, which is a page to collect the donations. So my work method is to ask people to pledge, and once I've completed the walk, then make their donation based on their pledge, and that's when the money is raised. But I would say more than 20% of the last 2 efforts I've had, people just made donations in advance, and we appreciate that. But you need a place to collect that money, and raise.rotary.org has it. I designed some posters this time. Last time the first time I had copied the people from the E-Club for Global Action. I'll show you a picture of them in a few minutes on the posters they had, and I had too, on our backpacks to let other people know what we were doing as we walked down this pilgrimage trail from Florence to Rome. Coming up with images in advance is important. I'll demonstrate that. YouTube videos. I did 26 YouTube videos on that first one. I learned how to do YouTube videos on my iPhone because I didn't want to bring a big camera or a laptop to do it. I also, all 3 times now, I've designed a business card, and we've been in contact with Rotary clubs along the walk where we've been. So we met with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 clubs in Italy, 3 clubs in Malta, and I'm working on meeting with clubs, at least 2, if not 3 Rotary clubs on our walk in Spain. So having a business card to hand out at other Rotary Club meetings here in the US and also in foreign lands really helps. And I wear my Rotary pin when I travel, and invariably someone, a Rotarian, will recognize me and say hi and where are you from, etc., etc. So always good to wear your pin and to have a card if you're going to be a fundraiser. I also include some donor rewards, levels of recognition. It's really not monetary. I just promised to produce a personal video for them or send them 5 personal videos or 1 every day, depending upon how much money they donate. I'm already going to be making the videos, so I might as well, do one for people that go out of the way to support me. Having a lot of pictures, these pictures were made with a green screen. Since I do videos, I have a green screen in my garage, and I made thumbnails for in front of the YouTube videos before I left because I couldn't do that kind of processing on the road. But I have pictures, and people need to see me. They need to see what the cause is. And this is one of my favorite ones. I don't like to look at myself, but this helps. When you go to the website, raise.rotary.org, they even say, let others inspire you. So you can look through and see what other people are doing. Where is that? Oh, the middle one on the bottom. There's the one I found out it was the Taipei zone that was going to raise $710,000. And it was a little more than my 20,000 that I've done for. So this is just a screenshot of my challenge, which is raise.rotary.org/Jim-Ludwig/challenge. And then I've got a QR code on my business card to get people to that page. And then I've also, this is the page. If you go to my website, endpolio.jimludwig.com, this is the first of the two websites on my page. And there's the QR code to get there. I've got a thermometer. I had a thermometer on all 3 of my walks. It's just a physical, and I've got $200 worth of donations already. My brother said he's going to pledge $1,000, so I'm hoping I get it in writing. The second page, the page to make the pledge is there. And I also tell people you can go underneath the End Polio Now logo, click here to donate directly to the Rotary Foundation. So people that just want to do it direct can do it. Also, they can click on that little box down there, YouTube videos, and watch all the videos that I'm going to be making. And their rewards are on the bottom right. Hopefully you can see it. It's a little small, but I apologize for that. But I want to give people credit and thanks beyond just a little thank you email. This is the poster that's going to be up. I have a desktop poster at the district conference, and it's in Spanish already, and in small letters it says walking to raise money to end polio, because that's going to be the poster on the back of my backpack, except for my name and fundraiser walker. That's not on there. If you so the QR code goes to my website. That yellow shell is the symbol for the Camino Santiago, and hopefully somebody will ask about it and maybe make a donation. So I didn't calculate it on either case. If people did, I suspect not many. This is in our walk in Italy, and you can see that Helen and Michael have theirs on. I think at this time in the walk, mine had collapsed for some reason. It was due to wind and rain. So I didn't get, this time I've got a better idea of what to do. I've already got my poster made and ready to go, and it's rainproof at least. This is just a copy front and back of the business card that I have that I'm going to hand out all over. I've got 200. If I need 200 more, I can have it in about 4 days. I just want to pass these out. And, the QR code goes to the website with those 2 pages I just showed you. The link down below takes Rotarians and other people who just want to make a direct donation right there. And I want to let people know that I'm not done, even though I've got a plan and I'm implementing it. I'm looking for more Rotarians to walk with me. And you don't even have to be a Rotarian if you just want to do a 102-mile pilgrimage or a pilgrim walk in 8 days. And if you're walking with me and you're Rotarian, I'm encouraging them to have their own fundraiser. I mean, I went with the Michael and Helen from the E-Club for Global Action. They had their own fundraiser and they encouraged me to have my own fundraiser, and I did. And then I put out my latest 16, let's see if I can get there. Can I go back? Let's see if I can, that's not going to do it. Well, in a minute, I'll go to YouTube and I'll show you my 16 seconds. Let's see if we can, I want to encourage people that you can do it. Pick an occasion, your birthday, your anniversary, whatever it is, or just a challenge. My way of doing it is a challenge. I mean, I'm going to be 79 years old, walking 102 miles, and already I'm trying to find a walk to raise money for polio. If it's still not ended on my 80th year, someplace in the world, if I can do it, you can do it. So pick a cause, tell your story. Why am I walking for polio? Because as a military hospital administrator, a lot of people had stayed in the military because their dependents, some of their dependents, had terrible medical problems. And one of those problems was polio. And so I came across those people, and it just struck me when I got into the Goleta Rotary Club in 1988, and they asked me to raise money for polio plus. I remembered some people that I'd come across that were still suffering even as adults. And so I thought that would be a good thing to get rid of in this world. So that's my story. My target market, well, my target market is I have almost 2,000 former clients. Well, you can't market to everybody, but I've got a list of about 300, and about 60 of those have been consistent donors, so that's good. I also have people on Facebook, and I've got Rotarians in Las Vegas. So I've got a number of target markets, and I'm encouraging other people to focus and figure out what their target markets are. Who likes you? Who are good donors? Who recognizes helping people in the world? You know, Rotary's motto, service above self. This fits right in that picture. So you can expand your market and your sponsors. I don't have any sponsors. In getting ready for this presentation, I was thinking, gee, maybe I should focus on sponsors too. Well, we'll see what happens. And make a donation to start. Well, if my brother gives 1,000, I'll give 1,000. I can do a one-on-one with him. And plan for success because Rotary needs your help. People around the world need your help. Our planet needs your help. Hi, and welcome back. Another training hike today, getting ready for the Camino Santiago. Thank you for being interested, and I hope you can click on a link below and make a pledge to help end polio.